Shake my hand. Welcome to, I guess, my second video of 2025, but really this is my first video as we begin this incredible journey of what this YouTube channel is going to be doing for traders, investors, market lovers, anything to do with markets. This is going to be the place to be. I'm starting off with this in the series of recording, and this is called 365 Crypto. Think, trade, invest, and grow rich. And this is episode 1. I'm going to quickly break down what I want to do, not only in this video, but in general. Even though today is not Thursday as you're watching this, right? Moving forward, this is the first week of February as promised. I say from February, war rooms are back, videos are back, and I just want to explain. 365 Crypto will drop every Thursday, right? So that's going to be stuff to do with the crypto market in its entirety, which is what we're going to talk about today. So that right now, a lot of things have been happening this past Thursday, Donald Trump, etc., etc. So I really want to break that down, right? Sundays are for traders' war rooms, right? So war rooms, if you don't know, I give you guys my signals, but I do a lot of teaching. I explain why I'm buying, where I'm buying, why I'm selling, where I'm selling, right? The logic behind the trades that I'm making, which is very, very important. I teach on market sentiment. I give you guys the fundamentals. We do look at the technicals. That's what war rooms are about. COT data to understand what the big institutions are doing. So Sundays, traders war rooms, that's going to be weekly. We've got about 40 Sundays left. So after you're done watching this video on crypto, I'm pretty sure within a few hours, the war room for 2025, the first war room of the year, will be dropped on the same channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it and hit that notification bell. All right, so that's Sunday and Thursday. On Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing a new thing called the epistemology of trading. This is really a deep dive into our trading psychology. Let me just move this a bit back, my check. Right, this is a very big dive into trading psychology, right? So I'm going to be looking at what actually, professional traders, like we're going to examine how do we acquire and justify and utilize information, right? Because I know the reason why I'm back full time is as soon as Trump, won the election in November, I had to restructure my time, right? So I've had November, December, and January to do that within my trading flow, because I know when that man tweets, when he sneezes, when he farts, the markets move. All right, but you have to understand that some things you're going to have to learn to surf out. So I'm going to be giving you the tools to understand how is it that traders are able to kind of like see through the smoke to understand what it is. And at the same time, we can't forget that Powell is not the only main act. Powell, Elon Musk, one group. Don't forget there's the FOMC, Jerome Powell, who now has to babysit his new boss and the entire economy, right? And it's, these market dynamics are going to keep playing, all right? So please look out for that. So Thursdays, 365 Crypto, Sundays for war rooms, Wednesday, the epistemology of trading, what constitutes reliable information on Wednesdays, how do you assess and validate market information, and the most important part is what are the cognitive bases of influence that influence our trading decisions, right? So these are the big hallmark pillars of trading psychology, and if I'm not mistaken, and if, things are going well, I don't want to promise this one right now, but if things are going well for me in terms of time management, then definitely Friday we're going back to the whiteboard, right? There's some stuff I want to iron out on the whiteboard, stuff that we should not be dealing with in the one-on-ones. Like our one-on-ones this year are going to be scheduled, right? So it's only going to be on Mondays, right? So if you're a trader and you know how I work and you like what I stuff, you've always wanted to have a one-on-one with me, the only day I can do them for now is Mondays. If the demand is incredible and it's like too much, maybe Tuesday mornings I'll add, but for now, only Monday. You can book a 1-hour slot with me between 9 a.m. and then the last slot will have to be 3 p.m., right? So that means at 4 p.m. I'm done with consultations. Please remember that Mondays are my free days. I don't do floor work. I don't do trading work. Normally speaking, it's just part of my trading strategy, all right? So I'm giving them to you guys this year so that I can make time for consultations. The link is down below somewhere there. If you really want to book a slot, somewhere in the description, there should be a link. I'll double check that, right? But please use that link. And please, please, please remember, if you don't book Monday and you choose another day, I won't be able to help unless I announce otherwise. But it's already pre-designed to make sure that only Monday slots are available. Right, no more announcements. I hope you're strapped in, all right? I really hope you're strapped in.
Another cut and another cut. It looked like the seatbelt won't work and I'm trying to buckle up. Boy! 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 I'm not playing.
There's a lot to get through, especially when it comes to crypto, especially when it comes to the crypto markets. We need to talk about the thin liquidity. We need to talk about the crashes. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to build a defensive portfolio. I'm going to tell you exactly what to put in it, like 10 top coins, right, that you should be holding. Why I think the altcoin season is being delayed, right? How long I think that's going to take. I'm going to teach you in this video right now how to read Bitcoin peak, right? I'm going to show you how to know exactly when the top has arrived, right? It's not going to be an indicator. I'm going to really show you market data, how to actually know what's about to happen, because it doesn't matter who's told you what about markets, whether you think markets are random or they're not. It doesn't matter what you think. This is what it is. Retail traders are very random. We buy and sell because we don't know what we're doing. I'm talking about the global cluster of millions of traders trying out different strategies at different times. Every second is a new trader losing money, making money. That's the randomness that people refer to. And over time, that randomness has been made to translate into the markets are random. We retail traders are not the markets. We are random as retail traders. Markets are not random, right? Markets are pushed by institutional order flows, buys and sells, massive orders. That stuff is predictable because the people doing that are human beings with a predictable long-term winning strategy. It's a winning strategy because they get to control the markets by the volumes they dump and take out. So those human beings are predictable. Because those human beings are predictable, and that's all we teach at 365 Trading Academy, by the way. We teach institutional order flows, how to think and trade like banks. Because the human beings, they are predictable. Why are they predictable? They're going to do whatever it takes to get the most amount of money from you and me. They are profit-driven with a long-term strategy. Banks take profits in 1 year, all right? They've got this weird take profit target for a year. They've got a 3 months perspective. So they think in 3 months, take profit in a year in a 10-year plan. Okay, so we know those human beings are predictable. Because they're predictable, they do the same thing over and over again. That's why you have to backtest. But because they're predictable, markets become readable. When the markets are readable, you and I, if we know what we're looking at, we become profitable, right? So strap in again, put on your seatbelt, shake my hand, and let's get started with this 365 crypto thing. I'm very excited about content this year. I really, really want to get into it, especially with the volatility in the markets, right? There's sometimes where I'll disappear for a year, and I did that about 18 months to 2 years ago where I took sabbatical. That's also important, pouring back into myself, taking a 1 year off. And then when I came back, we're restructuring our trading flow. There's so many things going on, and I just fully couldn't commit to this, right? But I knew, I kept putting out content about how to predict presidential elections. I knew that Trump was going to win, right? And by the way, whether you like Trump or not, this is not what this channel is about. I hate states. I am anti-state. I am anti-government across the world, even where I am. I don't believe in states. So when I start talking here, I will only be referring to people, names, market conditions in relation to our trading. All right, that's all it is. It is not a political endorsement. I think all politicians are trash. All right, so maybe that's my stance, right, as an anarchist, right? So I think I've done most of the stuff I wanted to get into. Let's walk us through some basics, predictables. Let's start this a particular class as neatly as possible from the beginning. And I see screen one is frozen. I do apologize for that. If there are any technical difficulties, I just hope that the sound of my voice is still carrying through. And if that's the case, then I can only pray and hope that it will come back. I can only pray and hope that it will come back, right? But yeah, I'm going to actually share a screen maybe so we can just get out of this setting. My mom will be like, that means the devil is working overtime. Technical difficulties mean the devil is working overtime. Doesn't want the people to know this. Right. So I want to talk about some basic stuff that we should kind of like already know. And we should know it because I have told you about it. If you've been following me, this was 2 years ago, but we're going to start there because if you understand what I'm about to show you, you're going to understand altcoin seasons better. You're going to understand the differences of what type of portfolios you should have in what market seasons. But you're also going to know how to get a better view or a better read of supply and demand, which is what we're really good at. And maybe before we start that, man, and this is really something I think is quite important to kind of like lament, right? So because I think this is my first video, it might get too long. I haven't done these in a long time. I'm going to skip the traders affirmations, which I hope you've been doing. I hope you've been doing your affirmations, sir, ma'am. I hope you've been telling yourself that you're a good trader and then trying to put action behind the affirmation, right? I hope you have. But real quick, there's a guy called King Solomon, whether you're Christian or not, believe in the Bible or not, it don't matter. There's a guy called King Solomon. He was deemed the wisest person in the world once upon a time. This is what he said, and I find this so applicable today and right now. He said, and I'm going to read two versions of the same thing he said. I'm going to read the King James version, which is the OG, original, old school one. Very nice and short. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. So wisdom is the most important thing. Therefore get it. Therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. And that stuck with me for a while. It's like, wisdom is the most important thing. Therefore get wisdom. But above all else, get understanding. And then I went to the Amplified, the second version, and just bear with me, 30 seconds here. The Amplified amplifies what you've read. It breaks stuff down, right? It says, the beginning of wisdom is get skillful wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is to get skillful wisdom. I was like, damn, okay. It is preeminent. It is so important, right? And with all your acquiring, with all your abilities, get understanding. And it explains that. It says, actively seek spiritual discernment, 1, mature comprehension, 2, logical interpretation. So that's what understanding means, right? With all your ability, acquire, get understanding, which is to actively seek discernment of that wisdom that you got, right? You got to discern it, mature comprehension of it, and logical interpretation. And I was like, damn, this really makes sense. This really makes sense. Now, may I crudely apply to what we're doing as traders? Those of you watching for the first time, it may not apply to you right now, but it better start applying to you for the rest of your life. I'm talking to the 365 crew. Those of you who've been riding with me and my trading outlook. I appreciate all the messages, all the testimonials, all the stuff that you guys have been doing, even in my absence. Shake my hand, man. Another verse says, you shall know them by their fruit. So I really thank you guys for just that stuff is what brought me back. It keeps me, inspired. The power of one. So I really appreciate that. Right. Now, let's apply this as quickly as possible. Step number 1, the beginning of wisdom is to get wisdom. All right. That's simple. And that makes sense. In our current context, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not even ashamed to do this, because to me, this is literally how it seems structured. Your life seems structured this way if you're a trader, a learning trader, a failed trader, or a trader who's not profitable yet. This is what I think it means when we say get wisdom. The 365 course is my trader's wisdom. Go get it. Go get it. But that's not enough. Some of you have already gotten it. Some of you have access to this, right? When we say get wisdom, some of you already have it. But it's a waste of time doing this. I've spent some time talking about this, but to me, in my head, it has not been a waste of time at all, right? So let's get into really the the crux of things, right? So I did say we're going to start off with Bitcoin. There's some things I want to show you. And I wanted to play back a video. I wanted to take a 10-minute break while you watch me tell you what's happening now, tell you this 2 years ago. I really wanted to do something similar like that because I've done this before with you. This chart is not my usual Bitcoin chart, the chart in front of you. When I trade Bitcoin, when I come to war rooms, I use Bitstamp, right? Because that's where all my markings are. You can track everything that I've been doing, all my market signals, all that kind of stuff. Look at this. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep holding this cell for a while. This is looking good. Looking good. You never sell your Bitcoin, but as a trader, you can sell in trades, but don't sell the asset. Try not to. It's not financial advice, by the way. You don't have that long-term perspective. Where were you when people thought this thing was crashing? No. People thought the game was over here. Yeah, COVID 2020, by the way. This is 2022, right? This is 2022 and Bitcoin is at 15,000, right? But I can show you COVID. 2020. Bitcoin is at 3,000. Where were you, right? So if you have that, if you understand and you've been dollar cost averaging, like I asked the whole world to many years ago, time and time again, you would know that this is not something you want to let go of because of volatility. And actually, after this 365 Thursday series on crypto, I think you're going to start to understand the long-term plan of institutions around crypto, right? Crypto is good coins are not coins you want to give. Good coins are coins you want to keep. You want to get a cold wallet, and then you want to get them regulated in your country where they put them in a trust. You want to start to prepare. The righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that means you can't sell assets. You really can't sell assets. Number one. Number two, income always follows assets. But each to their own, right? But this chart here on the index, this one I did with you 2 years ago. And we're going to come back to that right now as quickly as possible. I'm going to explain what it looks like. But because a lot of trading gurus and mentors out there like claiming things, like claiming that I told you guys that, I would absolutely encourage you. I would implore you to go to the 365 YouTube channel, and maybe in the editing stage of this video, I might actually slot it in because I really need you to see just specifically how attending these videos that I drop, subscribing to the channel and taking what I'm saying, getting the wisdom is not enough. You got to discern it, you got to comprehend, you got to apply logical interpretation. The people who took me seriously enough and applied this should your portfolios, my portfolio and your portfolio should look alike. This is the same. You can see there, it's written index, right? The one I was saying. This is me 2 years ago. 2 years ago on the channel, and I even gave you guys a special coin, ICP. It's ICP. Here should be. If you watch this video, I said watch till the end. I'm going to give you guys a coin, and I broke down some stuff. This is November 20, 2022, and I was giving out crypto weekly signals, right? So, in the edit, I'm going to come back to this and play a little bit of it now. But I'm teaching you guys in this video, and I'm going to bring it up now, the importance of understanding Bitcoin halving. Because I don't think it happens, so now people are moving on and they've forgotten, right? But you can time the markets, which is not good advice. Timing the markets is never good advice. But because we know human beings are predictable, which makes markets readable, is the only way we can be sure to become profitable. And if you understand how the Bitcoin cycle and the predictability of whales in the crypto market, there are certain things that you start to see happen all the time that can help us navigate 2025 to have a volatile year but a profitable portfolio. And this is laid out in this video here. Now, it's a tip that I want to play, and I'm mind about it. Let me quickly play this. Because you need to hear this for yourselves. Apologies. I think the course, at least you now know the course is real. There we go. So this is the course, so I apologize for that. I apologize for that. I apologize for that. Right. Now, let me take you back here. Please take the time to review this stuff. It's so important that you watch this and understand it. I know you can't see anything on right now. I'll be with you in a second. Just setting it up. Man, I haven't done this up in a long time. I haven't had to have 6 screens and rotate cameras and all that stuff. So first few videos are going to be a learning curve for me. Please be patient with me. It is not a valid reason not to like, share, and subscribe as I just get this in order. All right, so what I might end up doing is slotting this in the edit, but it'll be nice to watch it now. I really think it'll be nice to watch it now. Just give me a second. Perfect time to subscribe though. Like, yeah, I subscribed to that channel with technical difficulties, but it had a lot of information. Okay, right, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Right, I confused myself. Okay, so please, this is so important. Take it in, and then I'll reconnect you as soon as it's done, or as soon as audio is done. Shit. There we go. Right, so in front of you now should be the clip I'm trying to take, right? But it's on YouTube. We had storms yesterday, and I saw one of our electrical poles is down, but it didn't get as well. Man, I didn't, affect like this, right? In November, like this line, markets will work as hard as they can to start to recover, right? So they can, before the halving happens. And when the halving happens, we go to all time highs. You see this thing? 2012 and 2016. Somewhere in here was the bottom in November 2014, consolidation, and then markets try to recover almost 60 to 80% of the losses. Then the halving happened in 2016, and markets went to make a new all-time high. Are you with me? And then with the MTG got saga in 2017, that turned crypto, like the X saga in 2022. Humans are predictable. Because humans are predictable, markets are readable. Humans are predictable because humans are markets are readable. The idea that markets are random speaks to a general psychological sense in the markets. But money is not a human thing. If humans are predictable, markets are readable. If markets are readable, you can become profitable. 365, that's simple, right? So there we go. Your saga is basically was a time where these guys pretty much stole all the cryptos, like 600 million cryptos or 600 million dollars of cryptos. Now screwed a lot of people over. The greater panic, people actually draw changes. Even in 2017, not your keys, not your crypto, right? There's less recovery of the 2000, almost full recovery, but the price stop there. But why don't you look left? Every time you see price stop, look left and ask yourself why. There's a supply most of the time. If you don't know how to quantify supplies, everything down to join the 365 in the carry course. Learn. I told you to sell your kids, your liver, your kidney, and buy Ethereum, especially because most of you might not have been able to afford one token, which is about 1,000 and something US dollars. But Ethereum was $400, $200. By XRP, by Ethereum back then in 2020 during COVID, when everybody thought these were next and Bill Gates was going to kill us all, literally all you had to do was focus on 365. Markets pumped up literally in 2020. Now check this out. Into this zone where prices, but most of the crisis losses into Bitcoin, and boom, we created a new
time to listen.
High.
Time to listen.
Markets, humans are predictable. Therefore, markets are readable. When markets are readable and with an all-time high, the very first lecture into the 365 course, the very first lecture after I introduce myself, one here, I teach you guys about major turning points in price. We like to call that supply and demand number one. The very first lecture on the course, supply and demand number one. Whenever you have a major turning point, it is always after an all-time high. A major turning point will reset the cycle. Right? Some in forex stocks, indices, banks thinking 3 months, take profits in 1 year in a 10-year cycle. Major turning points love to reset the market. With a major turning point here, sometime in 2021, right? Remember, Howell was printing a whole lot of money after COVID, right? So this is why we're a massive. This is a level, right? And then markets find a supply, creating new major turning point, breaking this area. We have a Bitcoin all-time high of 69, 60 something thousand US dollars, blah, blah, blah. Markets have fallen. Now, human beings are predictable. Price is falling. We say this all year. If you didn't listen, it's your fault. Now, watch this carefully, right? We have to get here soon. My anticipation, my assumption. We need more things to break, more exchanges to break. Genesis. I should have had notes in front of me here on FAT, on the different bad things there. But there are a lot of bad things in the market that could help us get down there quickly. We've got the exchange, the regulators side of things, right? We don't know what the regulators are going to ask exchanges to do now that the FTX saga is unraveling like this, right? In any case, not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. But if price to come here, we have a couple of things you should be very mindful of. Now that we've been waiting for this to happen, don't be emotionally intelligent. I did a video at the beginning of the year on the type of emotional damage that Bitcoin was going to do. And it did, right? Look at your portfolio right now. But you need to be very emotionally intelligent. Number one, as Bitcoin was falling, supply zones were being created, right? Now, no one ever wants to pay attention to that. Because when Bitcoin gets here, there's going to be so much good news in the market. So many things are going to change. I don't know what the articles are, but I promise you they'll be there. Everyone is going to be talking about the moon. Everyone's going to be talking about the what? But when they finally realize, I think it's ahead of time, and you are supply. But because we know that human beings are predictable and they will act in a predictable pattern, put money in the market in a specific way, allowing markets to become readable. We can anticipate a bottom, we can anticipate a low,
Counting ads about to play.
This is November 2022, and if you ask TradeView where the Bitcoin halving is going to happen, it says somewhere here. This is March of 2024. So I'm telling you that there's going to be a year of something like looks like this, of a consolidation window. And we know that when markets are moving towards a Bitcoin halving, they try to recover some of the losses. They try to recover some of the losses that were endured in that bear market. So that when Bitcoin halving begins, markets become very readable and we enter into a new all-time high, most likely the 100,000 US dollar mark that a lot of people have been asking for. That's a macro read. Mark my words. Remember this video. Macro read. Mark my words. Remember this video. Right. So let's get cooking. You understand the big picture. I'm going to fly.
Okay. So 2 seconds. Right. So. 2 years ago, I mapped this out. And if you go to the charts from 2 years ago, and we should probably do that now together, you'll see for yourselves that, there was absolutely nothing, missed by what I said. And I'm not bringing this up or on some, I'm so good, blah, blah, blah. I'm bringing this up because the moment you can do that for your own trading, the moment you can do that for your own long-term perspective of investing, the better it is for you. Because once you can read markets in the way they need to be read, right? What tends to happen is, as a trader, your portfolio will thank you. All right, as an investor, your portfolio thank you. As a trader, you take profits. Become better. Become a better. This is technically the same chart. I have just on screen 3 in front of you. Yes. No. Yes. Right. And let's do it together. Let's do everything that I did here. Let's do it together. How do I delete this stuff? Because you're not going to be able to really appreciate why I was teaching you guys about Bitcoin halving then until you really see this predictability for yourself. Right. So one more time, not to waste too much time, as the video is already stated, the white lines in front of you are Bitcoin halving dates. Now you can Google that stuff, right? When is Bitcoin halving? Or how many bit is Google, AI, whatever floats your boat. But I think we need to first really explain this to everyone, right? To you. One more time, Bitcoin is crypto, software money, digital money is crypto. Now, Bitcoin halving is a fundamental event in the Bitcoin network, okay, that occurs approximately every 4 years, number one. Number two, or every 210,000 Bitcoin blocks are made. Now, it's pre-programmed, right? So it's just going to happen until all the Bitcoin is mined. And the date around that right now is in the year 2142. We're only in 2025. Okay, now this pre-programmed mechanism built into Bitcoin's code is there to control supply. It's there to create a limitation, right, of new Bitcoins only and specifically to ensure that Bitcoin remains de-inflationary, all right, over time. So fiat or currencies are always very inflationary. That's why America, if you look now, we're going to go through Jerome Powell's perspective and how I think it's going to shape crypto in this video. But if you look at them, Powell's job for the last year or two has been trying to control inflation from all the printing they did in 2020. Because it's a currency, it's inflationary. The more there's a pump, too much market stimulus, bull markets basically drive inflation up. When inflation goes up, prices go up, and then economies struggle, the unemployment goes up because it becomes expensive to keep labor, etc., etc. Right? So crypto, Bitcoin, has a built-in mechanism called Bitcoin halving that cuts off the supply to ensure that it stays less inflationary. Now, because you're cutting supply, you're introducing scarcity. Not all of us in the world are going to own Bitcoins for two reasons. Number one, most of us are dumb, blue-pilled in the world, just blue-pilled, just boom, closed eyes, closed minds, and that's just life. That's number one, and I'm not even going to lie about that. Number two, there is a limited supply of Bitcoin. There's only like 21 million of them or something like that. So we're all trying to buy fractions. The bigger your capital, the bigger you buy, the better, right? And this is really much better for people who started buying a long time ago, right? Because the more time goes up, it goes up. Now it's almost like 100K per coin. Very few people can buy Bitcoin, right? Institutions are now starting to pile in, okay? But because there is a limitation already, a set amount of Bitcoins that can ever exist in the world one day, right? There's already a supply issue. Because it's scarce and it can't be for everyone, that's going to make it more valuable because that's how human beings think, right? A Toyota Corolla is very cheap because they can make that car every single day for every single person who makes every single order. A Rolls-Royce is custom made, it's limited, it's a one style type per customer. Because the supply is limited and the customization is limited, they can charge whatever they want. That's how supply and demand works. Now, Bitcoin halving ensures scarcity is maintained, apart from dealing with inflation, because it limits every time 10 blocks are there, they halve it, right? So that's the logic. So the white lines there, I was mapping out
2 years ago, and I've mapped out a new one for the next Bitcoin halving, illustrates when the halving is going to happen, when the scarcity is going to get triggered, when the supply is going to get limited, right? I'm just using different words. And it's very important to understand why that's important, to know where are you in the crypto cycle, right? So now look at every time there was a white line. Let's play child's play. White line, explosion, white line, explosion, white line. Here we are now, explosion, right? Because you've just confirmed again that the supply is small. Buy. Price appreciates in value. Up. That's what's happening in front of you right there. That's what's been happening since 2000. God knows when crypto started, when Bitcoin started. Okay. Now, in that video that I just played, that I told you to watch my words and do, that was giving you advice. I said when price comes down here, and we can double check the charts. Look at this. This is November 2002, where I was making the video for you. There's that blue line. I said price gonna come somewhere down here. News is gonna happen. Blah blah blah. Look at what institutions did. They created. They didn't even wait for it to come down that low. As soon as there was a bearish comment, they based it, and then boom, they created a bullish engulfing pattern, right? And you would know what this means if you've done my course. You know that institutions can make original turns, which have nothing to do with looking to the left, right? You would know that sometimes the area of competition is so fierce because everyone's predicting, everybody knows, or institutions and big players and people know markets know exactly where the triggers are. So they start to buy early. This is discount enough. You've gotten enough discounts, time to go. Right? And there are many entries on the daily H4 1 hour time frame down here, many entries nonstop. Then I say market's gonna first try to recover. I said this in the video, as much as they could of what they lost in the previous bear market. There's markets climbing like crazy, basing, creating a second demand in case it needs to fall into Bitcoin halving, which happened last year about March of 2024, so almost a year ago, Bitcoin halving. Now, why am I doing this, right? I want you to do a simple thing, and this is such a simple exercise, and keep it on your charts for the future. When I say I told you so, you don't remember. I'm going to take a date range, price range. I'm going to click here on the first halving, and then I'm going to move it up until the Bitcoin peaks. Where Bitcoin peaks, I'm going to stop. So where Bitcoin stops going up, and that's the peak, and then it starts to fall, bear market, I'm going to stop. And you remember this stuff, the big 2017, 2018 crypto crash that shook the world. And then I'm going to ask myself a simple question. What do I see according to the data? It took 518 days from Bitcoin halving to Bitcoin peak. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. You're not going to remember this stuff. But if you have a trading journal somewhere and you start to keep track of these things, those who have ears are going to listen. It's 17 bars, 17 months of 518 days before a bear market started. We're going to say, oh, okay, interesting, random, coincidence, whatever you want to say, you're going to say. I'm going to do the same thing again to the next halving. Where did the halving start? Right here, April 2020, May 2020. Remember that crazy bull market from March? And Powell is pumping money because of COVID, March 2020. NASDAQ, stocks, all your risk-on assets went crazy. Fantastic. Luckily enough, we got enough in there. I'm going to pull it all the way up until what? Well, until where? Until the final peak. So this is second peak is what I'm doing. So just to be very clear, let's make this nice and big. I said I started from the Bitcoin halving. Markets peak up here, start to fall, but they find a recovery, come back, and then they fall for real again. You're seeing this in hindsight. Remember, it takes discernment, understanding what I'm teaching you, market comprehension, which is back testing, or back testing now. In hindsight, markets fell there. So it can't be here. I'm going to use this red candle there. You see, if you use the green candle just before, let's do it just before. Can you see this green candle together? Look at that. 518 days again. The first time was coincidence to you, blue pill. Now I'm saying, please open your eyes of understanding. Human beings are predictable. because they are predictable, markets are starting to become readable. So I would have started selling as a trader. I would have started dollar cost averaging as an investor, because I suspect that every time Bitcoin halving happens after 518 days, I suspect Bitcoin peaks. I suspect, and I'm not making this up, it's there. Fine. Now a new one has happened a year ago, new on the charts here. I'm going to take the same tool. I'm going to find out where Bitcoin halving started. Okay, sorry. I'm going to read you that again. Delete. I get very animated when I teach. I talk fast. I know those are my weaknesses. So please, just quickly adjust to me as I work on myself. I will get back. I'll get used to teaching again. It's been a while. And then I'm going to pull this tool out until I get, So this is 518 days on the green candle. I'm going to keep it on the red. Or I can keep it on the green, but I'm going to keep it on the red for just to get a range. I'm going to add that one extra month. So instead of 17 bars, there are now 18 bars here, one extra month, and that puts me at 549. But I know for a fact after day 518, a red month started, right? So I'm going to say 549 just to give it a range. And then I'm going to be like, all right, so between 518 to 549 days, or between 17 bars and 18 bars, 17 months and 18 months, where is the next Bitcoin peak? So somewhere here. And trade, and I'll be like, yo, TradeVille, so just roughly when is that? Oh, that's in September 2025. So it's a range. So between September, October, November, December, the last financial quarter of the year, I expect Bitcoin to peak. I will be playing this video again for you in December this year to say, I told you so. So please write this stuff down, and apart from mature comprehension, after you backtest, go do logical interpretation. What's logical interpretation? It means I'm still in a bull market. No matter what's going on, that's what it tells me. I'm in a bull market because, logically speaking, through mature comprehension, which is the backtest, Bitcoin will only generally normally peak between 518 days to 549 days after Bitcoin halving. A bear market is coming, right? But right now, Bitcoin is going up. And then I'm like, it makes sense why meme coins are drowning. It makes sense why Ethereum is being thrashed right now, because Bitcoin dominance is up. Shake my hand, man. I hope I'm coming across to you the way I think I am in my head, right? Because this is like, there's no other way I can explain this right now. Bitcoin dominance is up. Money is going into Bitcoin, staying in Bitcoin, or the markets are just exhausted. Bitcoin only peaks historically after 518 to 549 days. And by the way, I keep saying peak. And those of you who have been with me long enough, you will know that these words are not just words out of nowhere. You can see it's peaking and it drops. But you remember that this has been taught to you properly. So when I say, if you have access to the course, go back home, come back home, and come to module 2, right here in the course. Module 2, you open module 2 after you've done it in order. Come to supply and demand, lecture 23, where I talk about peak supplies. Remember, module 2 is my trader's edge, where I start to break down the importance of peak supplies. I'm going to pause this in the background. You will see that in this lecture, I use South African examples, I use global examples of headlines, where they would say, there was a breakthrough. I remember this crazily. This was a stock I sold like crazy in South Africa, and people thought I was crazy. The headline said they'd broken through. South Africa was creating a component drug that was going to be used for corona. Then I looked at the chart, and I was like, but prices are a supply. But the headlines are bullish. I'm selling. I did it again in front of you guys when the whole world was like, Elon Musk is buying Twitter. Twitter's about to go up. Get in, Twitter. I looked at the charts. I made the video. It's on the channel. You see the thumbnail. I'm like, wow, he's about to buy Twitter. That's going to create a bullish sentiment to retail traders, but prices at a valid supply. I'm selling. Go see who made money. all those supplies worked, right? So peak supplies are very powerful, but for them to pull liquidity, they have to trick the retail trade thinking price is going to continue to go up. Because for me to sell and for institutions to sell, we need damn buyers. Come give us your money, come buy while we're selling. So if you have access to my information, I don't know how long this is. This is a give or take 1 hour lecture on peak supplies. Go revisit this stuff. This stuff is golden, all right? Because the peaks do very specific things. Doesn't matter what chart you're on, peaks operate the exact same way across the board. And I tried to hammer that in the course, and that's clearly what's happening right now. Now, this is so important because if you understand this, you will understand why I want to buy a very specific coins as we ride this specific wave of Trump's volatility, market uncertainty, market fear. The last thing I want to bring up in front of this chart before I give you that particular list is, if you've done my course, you'll know that in front of you there on the governing time frame is what we call a PCP. And this is not just a weak PCP, ladies and gentlemen. This is a guaranteed confirmed PCP. You've got a green bullish engulfing pattern after a consolidation, sideways movement of 3 candles. 3 candles on the monthly time frame represents 1 financial quarter. Banks think in 3 months, take profit in 1 year on a 10-year plan. This is accumulation zone. Something big is about to happen here. Something big about to happen here. Yes, the red candle for February has not closed. Yes, Leroy, this candle could close below the green one. We don't know the future. Yeah, I hear you. You're right. There's a possibility, but when we trade on probabilities. There is a higher probability that price is going to go higher after this. There's a higher probability that if it doesn't go higher, what I'm willing to accept, if it does not go higher, that price will base some more and consolidate some more. There's a very low probability that price might go down. Right? It's possible. Trump is crazy. Like, I have no problem retracting a month from now going, listen, this is what this man said now, changing our plans. But right now in front of me, I have a potential continuation pattern. I teach that in module 1 PCP, that price is going up. If price is going up, I am guaranteed that there's going to be more Bitcoin dominance at play. If there's more Bitcoin dominance at play, altcoin season is being slowed down. Because where's the money going? It's going there. It hasn't peaked yet. Look at your peaks. Look at how your peaks look, bro. Very clear, very sharp. They don't have basins at the top. Look at your peaks. Very clear, very sharp. All right. So there's still more room to the upside of Bitcoin. But this is so important to do for yourself to get that mature comprehension, right? So now that we know these basic things, and I really had to spend time breaking that down. If the video is too long, I apologize, but I don't want to come back to this next week, Thursday. This year, I'm going to do what I think is best for those willing to learn versus the algorithm. YouTube algorithm wants me to make extremely short videos to get your attention because social media has killed your brain cells with the TikToks and the 30-second videos that you can't even sit down still for 12 minutes. And I get that. I need to make sure that when I say I did what I was put on this earth to do, which is to illuminate, educate with clear pedagogy, that I've done my job. Watch my videos in bits and pieces, it doesn't matter, right? They're going to be a little bit long, right? Because A, it's already for free on YouTube. So why not take time to get this information properly, right? So there's market exhaustion in the crypto markets. There's a whole lot of big problems. I can even show you, I don't know if you guys know about this chart. All right, others. I think it's others. Yeah. So this is going to remove the top 10 crypto coins, right? So this is going to remove total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10. So this is the others, all the 300 million other coins there. And you can see, right, clean drop, right? Since February, this is January, this is November, right? So since Trump came in, Trump supply, if you go to my videos, what did I tell you about Republicans? Oh my goodness. If you could stop treating me in isolation. Well, markets are so interconnected, right? I told you guys that when Republicans come into power, they use supplies. And I told you that you can use that model on the dollar chart to predict elections. Who's right, who's going to win, who's going to not. It's never failed. And we went back in that video since 1964, was 19 God knows what. We found the oldest charts and we back tested the stuff. Democrats use demands, Republicans use supply, which means at some point the strong dollar has to follow suit. But there is something in Trump's administrative macro policy that they're doing for now. But you can see that when this man came into power, the others, hit a supply and the prices dropped. And now, slowly but surely nearing a reaction to a demand. And this might take time, right? Remember, Bitcoin hasn't peaked. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff you need to start to price in, right? And I can tell you now, this is my thesis for 2025. When do I think altcoin season is going to come? When do I think the smaller coins are going to explode in your portfolio? What am I looking at? What do I think it'll take? And I really think two things need to happen, and they don't have to happen at the same time. All right, but one of two things need to happen, right? We either get intervention from the Trump administration. It was under Trump, by the way, that Powell was printing a lot of money because of COVID, right? There was a QE, quantitative easing, but that's a Fed pivot, right? 29 January, a few days ago, a week ago, Powell at an FOMC meeting. This year, I'll sit you guys to those FOMC meetings again live on Wednesday night, whenever they come out. And Powell did nothing. So we need a Fed pivot. That's one option, where the Fed changes the strategy and says, we're no longer tightening the reserve, quantitative tightening, we're going back to quantitative easing, opening the tap, pumping the markets with money, print, print, print. But you do that if there is no inflation, because that's what creates inflation. And right now, Powell is still like, I'm watching this inflation thing. So it's very hard for me to see a world where quantitative easing might happen. The next meeting is in March, by the way, and then April. So between February the 8th, when I'm making this video, until March, go with this plan until we hear from Powell himself. All right. The other thing that might save the markets is some type of Trump action. And that's something I can't predict. If Trump says something, does something that actually opens up the reserves, that's another option. All right. So until one of those two things happen, altcoin season is going to be restored. And altcoin season can't start if the Bitcoin dominance is that strong, right? Because you can't split. There's only a small pool of investors with lots of money, right? So what you want is they stop putting money here in classics, BTC, and they start pumping money there. That's how your altcoin season moves, right? But right now, look at your alts. They're dead and buried, man. Dead and buried. Let me show you something. Quickly, right? So let's go. Let's look at this. So this is in front of you. You should be looking at this is the Federal Reserve Monetary Policy website, all right? And it's a live chart, and this is their recent balance sheet. When Jerome Powell stands up, and he'll often, on those, on those live FOMC readings, one of the first things you'll say is we are buying more on our balance sheet, or we are selling on our balance sheet, or the Federal Reserve has decided to reduce the balance sheet. If you never knew what on earth they were talking about, what's this balance sheet that these people keep referring to? You are looking at it now.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong, is strong overall, and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. Labor market conditions have cooled from their formerly overheated state and remain solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal, though it remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to focus on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state and remains solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. To that end, today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to take another step in reducing the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to reduce the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a 1/2 percentage point. This decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of moderate growth and inflation moving sustainably down to 2%. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings.
I really want to explain this type of stuff because once you get it, I think you'll start to see how connected everything is and how non-random this is, right? So we're talking about QE one more time. QE is when you start to buy. So the day he says we're buying more, that's QE, that's quantitative easing. But right now we're in QT, quantitative tightening. Tightening means closing, means spending less. But what are they spending on? And I really, that's kind of like what we need to think about, right? But before that, quantitative easing, when quantitative easing happens, when they pour more money into the markets, Ethereum goes up. Ethereum is the father that never left its kids, basically. All right? Ethereum is the father of altcoins. If you want altcoins to do well and you want altcoin season to begin, Ethereum has to outperform. Ethereum right now is facing south. Sorry, it's literally the opposite side right now. When there's quantitative tightening, closing, reducing of the reserves, Bitcoin goes up, right? Because it's a store of value. That's its function. You can't build layer one protocols, blah, blah, blah. Business is a store of value, right? So you need to understand the difference, right? So now check this out. In 2020, and I'm going to come on this on the Fed's chart right here. See here, 2020, 2019. Look at this. Look at total assets in value. Look at that. 2019, November, boom. January 13, 2020, total assets in millions of dollars, 4,175,850. That's the Fed recent balance sheet and trends. You can see that from 2020, when quantitative easing begins, things went up. Things went up. Crazy altcoin season. Doge, meme coins, Floki, this, that, everything just went crazy, right? Because there was money to play with. And then inflation started. And if you remember, the year before I went for sabbatical, I helped you guys through the inflation drama, CPI reports, PCI reports, NFP reports, tracking inflation. And Power will be like, I can't comment on that. I need to see the next 3 reports for the next financial quarter, blah, 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 blah. And as we see inflation going up, 4%, 5%, I think it got up to 8%, 9%. They kept saying we have to QT. Quantitative tightening, reducing the balance sheets. All right. Now, this is literally how the Fed manipulates or rather controls market activity, the booms and busts. They put more money in the balance sheet, this balance sheet here that I just showed you, by buying, right, listen to me, buying specific assets. Can be fixed income securities, for example. It can be stock shares, right? They buy these specific assets, and then the value of those assets, they put them on their balance sheet. That's how they do that. But the action of buying assets requires them, or the consequence of is printing more money or putting more money into the actual economy, right? Which puts more money into circulation, and it increases, as you can see right there, it increases the value of, say, balance sheets, right? QT is the opposite. They keep reducing, they're getting rid, they're selling. Why is NASDAQ falling? They're removing. Whatever assets that they own, they get rid of them. They dump all that stuff. And this starts to reduce and slow down circulation because Powell, FOMC, creates a sentiment that if we are selling, why wouldn't you? Don't be dumb, right? So it creates a landslide. So people start to sell the same assets. And thereby slowing down economic activity, slowing down, all sorts of stimulus, which will eventually help slow down inflation, right? So that's pretty much how that works, right? So we're going to see the impact of the next meeting, which is probably like in March, like I said, and it's something that you need to look forward to and plan ahead. Now, please listen to me carefully with both your ears. You need a defensive portfolio, like I said at the beginning of this video. You need one. You need a portfolio that won't make you 20x, 30x, 50x, right? Not in these market conditions. Not when markets are exhausted, no liquidity, market fear, market uncertainty. I mean, by the time I'm done with this video, I might have to remake another. This is my third try at filming. Since I filmed 2 war rooms and I thought, let me wait for Jerome Powell, things change. And then I filmed another war room, and then that Saturday, Trump announced tariffs. The next Monday, he said, I'm pausing on tariffs. The whole plan changed. This is my third time, all right? That's how fast things are changing. You have to understand that for such market conditions, you need a defensive portfolio. So write this stuff down and start working your butt out. If you don't know where to buy crypto, I'll put 1 or 2 links where I like to buy, but it's completely up to you, where you get this type of stuff. Number one, you need Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value. You need it. You need to start building onto it. If you're too late, you didn't get it at 10,000, 3,000, you didn't get it at 12,000, 23,000, 33,000 US dollars. But if you missed Bitcoin when it was low, imagine 10 years from now. What's the difference now? You can't go back in time. So a discernment and mature comprehension will tell you that the logical interpretation of the next thing to do is to buy it now. Just buy. It's not financial advice. I'm just educating you. That's what I would do, is to buy it now. How do you buy Bitcoin? Dollar cost average. Set a set amount every month, every week, whenever you can. Keep buying. It's going to go down. We're going to have a crash at some point. Keep buying. It's going to go up. Keep buying. You might want to check. Keep buying. All right. So you need a stop value. Number one, a stop value always outperform market conditions. Number two, you need Solana. Solana was such a big part of my portfolio a few years ago, and then something went wrong with the labs, and I made such an emotional decision, sold most of my Solana. I even told you guys about it. I was not happy with the project. I was not happy with what they were doing back then, about 3 years ago. And it is till today one of my biggest regrets. No emotions in your portfolio. Don't get hung up on the project, on the leaders. Don't worry if their personal lives are a wreck and they get remarried and they getting divorced and whatever it is, the Cardano's, I got emotional with Solana and I lost a lot. I started to rebuild. Solana is doing more. Most crypto activity is done on Solana layer. It's a layer 1. It's a winner in this cycle. So you need to start to, and we can, as I'm telling you these things, why don't show you the charts, bro? This is a defensive portfolio. I'm not saying you should sell what you're holding unless you know you're holding very painful, useful things. And then again, even then, I can't give you advice. It's been registered. Doesn't make me your financial advisor, right? So I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm just telling you, there are some things in this world that really should make sense, right? So we've spoken about Bitcoin. Let's move on. So I'm talking to you to Solana. Look at these things right now. If your dream car was available, but it didn't depreciate like cars do, but you knew it was going to accrue value, what do you think is going to happen 3 years from now? Solana has breached its all-time high, despite what we're going through in the markets. Solana did this while Trump was already in power, right? This is January. Poop, popped up long before. Look at this green candle here. Comes in, red candle, we go high, right? So Solana has already made clear that it wants to go higher. It's at $254 US at
previous all-time highs, current new all-time highs sitting roughly about 275, and right now it's trading at about 190 something US dollars. If your favorite car, your dream car, the car that you say, no matter what happens, when I retire, I'm buying that car, and they called you right now and say, hey, your dream car is at 30% discount. What are you going to do? 30% off right now. You have the money, it's 30% off. Yes, you're already willing to buy at its full maximum value because it's your dream car, but hey, there's a deal right now. It's 30% off. What's the logical interpretation? This is a good defensive portfolio. Now, when I look at the Solana chart and looking at the filled gaps, right, it might drop a little bit more, but geez, be very careful of a mayoral demand. These weekly demands, be very, very careful. Luckily enough, there's some glass effects. I teach about glass effect in module 1, all right? So maybe, just maybe, Solana might crack. And that's what I'm hoping for. Someone who's rebuilding, I'd love to get this thing even cheaper. I'd love to see it chase, much more clearer, governing monthly time frames. But you can see that weekly area is right at a 50% body on the monthly time frame. So it's about to take off maybe, but yeah. A clean crypto market crash would destroy a lot of meme coins, but bringing Solana down here would be Christmas to me. I don't know if it's possible, all right? But I'm telling you that I would love to buy more, but I'm not waiting. I'm buying now as we speak, all right? So don't say I didn't tell you. So that's Solana. So you got Bitcoin, you got Solana. Solana is your first layer 1. Sui, layer 2, is also a layer 1 crypto. Jump onto this. Right now, if it crashes, even better, all right? If it crashes, even better. I am worried this area here that there might be a turnaround, but my goodness, coming back to zero would be great for some of us who understand the long-term perspective. Perfect layer 1 as well. Sui is definitely what I put in my defensive portfolio. This is a portfolio that I believe will outperform market conditions as they are in the long term. We've only got 4 years of this Trump stuff, right? The next one is Hype Liquid. I'm going fast because I can tell in an hour. And if you're still watching, shake my hand. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments section that you're still watching, guys. I really appreciate that people take time to watch my videos. I make them for you, but it really makes it such a big deal. So please do let me know. More importantly, I hope you apply some of these things, right? Hype is an incredible DX project, right? You can see, still new, like now we're playing with some dirty coins, and $22 US per token. Operation Golfing has formed, right? So we really hope to see more downside. You just remove 50% candle stuff. No need for that right now. Okay, and if this is a retracement, so bullish retracement, right? You see that the golden ratio stuff I taught on tools, all that stuff. That's where the activity is starting, right? So it might not come even lower. I don't know, but this is not for trades. This is for investing. It's not for trades, right? So I'll start to dollar cost average into Hype Liquid. It's a DX protocol. Very, 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 very good project, I think personally. And then I'll get into Aerodome. Finance. I definitely want to have a finance token in there. I really think this would be Aerodome Finance, right? I'm looking at Coinbase. I think this would be a spectacular. This 80 cents. Previous all-time high, $2.37. Barely cracked the all-time high when it was here in December. 3 months ago, and in December it's fallen all the way down there because I have to change how you look at things. So instead of saying, oh no, this token, this coin crashed 64%, it's down 64%. I have to say, if this was your dream car, the car that you've always wanted, and you're willing to pay full price for this dream car, it's now at a 64% discount. Would you say no to that? If the dealership called and said, I see you've ordered the car and I see you're about to pay full price, we like you so much when I give you 64% discount. Would you say no?
Okay, well, it's up to you. Not financial advice, but there it is there, Aerodome Finance. I'm just helping you build what? A bulletproof, or rather a defensive portfolio. Jupiter is incredible. Jupiter was going to give you best of two worlds, and I'll explain very shortly. Let's look at, I guess, the Binance chart will be fine. Let's go to the governing time frame. Right, this is Jupiter. Now, remember, Jupiter will capture all the trading that's being done on Solana networks. Right, so what an interesting combo to have, right? So we can see what's holding the force right there, right? And this coin is barely under $1. Guys, I remember last year, and they might watch this video, so I'm going to be careful what I say. Gents, and we just round a fire, at some type of situation, and me and my partner, we don't drink, we don't smoke, all that good stuff, and we don't judge people. It is what it is. And I was telling them that if you had a way to study this stuff and to find coins under $1, and you matched, I didn't say stop, I said you matched your budget, whatever your budget is for the month for drinking and losing your keys and losing your phone and walking home and almost killing us on the roads with drunk driving, whatever that budget is for having a good time. You say, I'm not going to stop having a good time, Leroy, but I'm going to try your way. I'm going to have a good time and know that it costs me 2,000 rands a month. I don't even know how much that stuff costs. Whatever. Getting into clubs, how much did you enter a club? Plus whatever you guys do in the club, plus the after club. And I hear some of you have to pay for the after club. Never mind. Anyway, if you could match that to say, because I'm having so much fun at the price of 3,000 rands a month, I have no choice and I owe it to my future to match that and put 3,000 rands every month into stuff like this. There is no way your life would be the same in 3 years' time. Absolutely no way. So not go buy Bitcoin, which is almost 1.8 million rands per token right now. Jupiter is less than $1, bro. So you match it. You don't put it all in one place. You sprinkle it across this defensive portfolio and other coins I'm going to give in this video. And you do that consistently every month. Watch how your idea of fun might actually start to change, because making money is so much fun. More fun because it gives you the freedom to do other fun things. I'm wasting time. But this is Jupiter. I'll definitely add that in. Next one is JTO. This one captures Solana MEV, sorry. Did I mistype it? Right, so Jupiter and JTO go very, very well together. And like I said, I personally, did I get the ticker wrong? Maybe I got the ticker wrong, or am I typing the wrong thing? JTO. Oh, okay, it was me. I was mistyping some stuff. Right, look at this chart here. Right, it's about $2.50. All right, look at the market range, right? Ranging, right? At some point, guys, when markets range, they accumulate. After accumulation, just expect some problems that you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of certain problems in life. I want to be a part of a problem that's called a breakout. This breakout here, this would be a nice problem to have. Right? If it happens, if it goes until I can't take the pain. The next one is the most underestimated, undervalued token, Chainlink. I mean, I know I've told you guys, even in that video that I played in this video, Chainlink is a must-have. There's so much. Real world assets are being activated and used on Chainlink. And I'll talk about real world assets in a few seconds. Right? So Chainlink is such an obvious thing to have. Let's look at the Coinbase chart. I'm sure that's fine. But look at Chainlink, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Chainlink is going to be an incredible thing, 10, 15 years from now. You will be so surprised. All-time high is at $53, currently trading roughly at $18 roughly. And we've got an interesting candle formation, which tells me that I'm in for more discount. That's how I think about my portfolios. I'm like, wow, I was in Chainlink a long time ago, and damn, I used to pay $25 for a token for Chainlink every month, $30. Now it's at 18. Discount for me, I'm going to take it. Buy one, get one free, right? And it can drop potentially 13. I'm telling you guys that these things can still drop to help your psychology because this is long-term investing. So 3 months in the red makes no difference to 3 years in the green for me, all right? But that's, each to their own, right? So Chainlink is a must-have. It doesn't matter what type of portfolio you're building. If you know what you're doing in the crypto markets, you really should that. All right, Ether is important. It's a stable coin. I'm throwing in 2 stable coins in this list. By the way, we've got a store of value. We've got 2 layer ones, Solana and Sui. Then we've got DEX coins, Hype Liquid, Aerodome Finance, Jupiter, and JTO. So we've got 4 of those. And then we've got Chainlink, which is a real world asset coin. Then I've got 2 stable coins. The first one is this one in front of you. All right. I definitely am rocking with this one, and it's really about to get nice. So, some of us, when we dollar cost average, we also look at the charts to see if we should be doubling what we should be dollar cost averaging into, because we now know that maybe we'll make our prices. So we've reached the ultimate discount, right? Buy low, we're buying low, sell high, so this is what I'll be doing specifically with this one. And the second stable coin and the last one on the list is Curve, right? So I'm going to give you guys more coins. Don't disappear, all right? Unless you get tired of hearing the sound of my voice, then just pause and come back, right? Curve is also the final stable coin. You can see Curve is taking a beautiful beating, man, right? Around about 50 cents right now, right? But Curve started falling long time ago, January of 2022, right? When I made that other video about crypto markets. But Curve is at $6 at its prime. This is why can I teach you something? I'm going to teach you something for 2 seconds. I'm going to teach you about XNC and why people laughed at me about that token. Laughed at me. Not you guys on YouTube. You guys are too kind. This coin in front of us, Curve, is down 92%. Do you know how much pain that is to hold? Do you understand? If you put all your lifetime investment into this, you would be looking for me on the streets, trying to shoot me because I gave you bad advice. When I didn't. I don't give advice. I don't give any financial advice. I make education content. But look at what happens sometimes when you have the right project. When you have the right project, he said. Let's quickly go out of this. Take a look. XEN did 1,000% in January, in the month of January. XRP did 400% in the last 2 weeks of December to January, 421%, despite people saying XRP is trash. I mean, if you're buying, I told you guys for XRP, if you're in South Africa, I hope you can hear the sound of my voice. I think I pressed something. Now my screen is frozen again. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but it's safe to assume the devil doesn't want you to know what I'm sharing. I think I'll go down that route. Then for me to panic, just give it a second. I'll be with you right now. Just give it a second. But this is so important right there. We're back. I told you. Now, I said in December, XRP really flew, despite what? So if you had listened to my advice, and I am aware of what screen 1 is doing, I apologize for that. But if you're taking my advice and you're buying XRP every single time you buy airtime, I'm talking to people like in South Africa, just to make examples more relatable, just translate it to your economy. So if you've got a phone plan, there are people who buy phones via contracts. They've got phone plans, and those phone plans charge differently. Some people pay, I don't know how much phone plans are, guys. So it's 600 rands, 500 rands, depending on the phone, I guess, right? So people pay, a very, various amounts on their phone. I tell people, every time you go get that debit order done, every year you're paying for your phone via contract. Every month, 300 rands or 600 rands, buy XRP for the exact same amount and keep accumulating. In December, it took to jump by 400%. But you're not going to benefit from this stuff if you're not in it from the get-go, right? So now let's have a look at this. Remember, the last stable coin I gave, which is Curve, is down 92%. The last stable coin I was showing you earlier on before my screen froze was Curve. Is down 92%. And I want to show you that the winner of the month, all right, so this is stocks. We're going to come to crypto. Show you right now. January to February, month on month, look at this. XCN is up 996%. And when some of us took profit, and you tell me, if some of these things are dead and gone, or it's a better way to say they're on discount. By the way, not all tokens will make it. Not all tokens are created equally. All right, but I'm simply saying, let's look at the XCN chart and tell me who's laughing now. The people who laughed at me when I said please buy XCN, and I remember having multiple debates about this. XCN. And tell me who gets to benefit from this. Look at XCN. Launches like crazy. Same time I made that video, 2022, and that same year, it goes up to 8 cents. 8 cents. Not a dollar. 8 cents. But the project and the mindset behind the project and the protocol is so much, you just can't resist this. And as soon as it launches, it spends the next 2 years dropping all the way to almost zero. I'm talking 0.001 something. And someone who chose to believe what I was saying, right? There are two types of people, right? And none of them are right and wrong. If this is your money on the line. So don't just believe me, right? I'm just some light-skinned nigga talking on YouTube here. Do your own research. But if you dare listen to what I'm saying, and you continue to dollar cost average. How much is my fund money? Okay, I'll just put it there, and you see your money get devalued. This is what we call macro window. It still means you still own all these devalued tokens now. All of this L, you hold it in your portfolio. But because you don't know when, it's like, no, that's not even a good example. Let me even go there. As I've already said, it's like you don't know when Jesus is coming. You just know he's coming, right? But let's leave that for today. All right. Somewhere along the chart, an accumulation phase is going to begin. Somewhere in this area there, an accumulation phase is going to begin. And when that accumulation phase begins, let me teach you about crypto. Be very careful. Coinbase or Binance will announce that they're taking this coin and they're now listing it on their platform. When the big boys say, we want it on our platform, they would have spent months accumulating. And out of nowhere, January just exploded, bro. Out of nowhere, from the bottom to the top, right, of the month of January, price went up by 2,588%, which means all the buying you do during the accumulation phase, because you're dollar cost averaging, you're not trying to bet on the fastest horse, you are betting on the entire herd of cattle. My dad would appreciate that analogy. Right. Now, look, this is insane. So everything that you bought down here is making you crazy money because this token was close to zero. But everything that you bought in the last 2 years faithfully is starting to gain value. What's coming out on top? Discount. Put you on game. By the way, XCN is currently trading at, it's not even part of my list, it's not part of a defensive portfolio. It's currently at 0.02 cents. I would add this. Cool. Now, the coins that I've just given you, ladies and gentlemen, are very much tried and tested. XCN, the ones that I gave you earlier on, those are your golden oldies. Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Hyperliquid, Aerial Finance, Jupiter, JTO, Chainlink, EN, and Curve. Those are my go-to defense portfolio. Right, that's what I'm doing. This is what I want to help me keep my portfolio on the green. I'm starting to reallocate my funds while we get a better sense of market liquidity. Right, I really want to wrap this up. I thought 1 hour, 30 minutes of a video would be good enough. So I said I've got 7 minutes left.
and I still have so much to talk about. Right. So I think we should end it here. It'll mean I don't have to do too much research for next week, Thursday. All right. So remember, this is 365 Crypto. Appreciate you for watching. There's a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm very hesitant to actually end this session right now. But I do know your concentration span is not yet where it needs to be. So prove me wrong, please. Like this video, number one, subscribe to the channel, number two, comment down below so that I know if it's okay to keep going on and on and on. Because I really need to tell you that the biggest winners for 2025 are going to be AI coins. Give me very specific AI coins. Let's see how many I have here. 7, 15. Have I bought these? Oh yeah, I have. I've got up to 15, 16 including Chainlink, and then up to 2022. So let me first buy the last 6, and then I'll give you the full list this coming Thursday. So once again, the video is dropping over the weekend, but moving forward, 365 Crypto, Think, Trade, Invest, and Grow Rich will be dropping every Thursday on the YouTube channel. If you like this video, please let me know down below by commenting, sharing. Guys, it goes a long way. Let me tell you a hack. You must always try to endeavor for positive energy in the world to feed what feeds you. How can you feed me? I don't want your money. Unless if you really want to give me your money, but no. You can feed me by just putting my work out there. So I really appreciate you watching. Number one, thank you so much. But sharing, like go as far as post it on your Facebook. Hey, I watched this video. I know this guy is the real deal. Please check out his channel, and it's all about finance. That would go such a long way because of the plans that I have for the next 3 years on this YouTube channel. We really need to reach a lot of people, and this year we really need to save a lot of portfolios, right? So shake my hand. Thank you so much for watching. By the time you're done watching this video, 365 Traders War Room will be out or about to be out. So this coming Sunday, Monday, look out for that video as I break down Forex, indices, the entire market in its entirety except for crypto. Right, shake my hand. Hope you enjoyed this. And I'll be catching you guys, I guess on the next one, right? Don't forget, I only consult on Mondays. So the link is down below if you want to check that out. The link is down below, but only for Mondays. I'm sorry, unless if the demand is crazy, then I'll let you guys know. But it's the only day I can give to retail traders. And if you want our full traders course, the link is also down below where you can get full access to the course that I showed you guys, where you can get that wisdom. It says getting wisdom is the principal thing, right? And I'll be here every week to help you get discernment. That's my job. Make you understand the stuff I did. Your job is to get full maturity comprehension by back testing it. And then you make money through logical interpretation. But it's been very good having you, having me, having each other. Shake my hand one more time. You can remove the strap, right? We're done for now. Peace. Thank you guys. Bye.